What's up, guys? Today we're going to be wrapping the front fender of the TLX. As you can see, I've already pre-cut everything, made sure there's about 2 to 3 inches on all corners and sides of the fender before I wrap it, making sure everything is centered with 2 magnets. Once that's set, I'm going to go ahead and pull the backing off and start wrapping. So what I did first was completely clean the fender with isopropyl alcohol. I used 70%, it's just enough. I made sure I used a lint-free rag and cleaned between all of the plastics, as well as between the fender liner, between the door, on top where the hood would meet. All those areas need to be completely cleaned before you wrap, because if the surface has a little bit of oil, grease, like dirt in the paint, it'll cause more problems with the adhesive when it comes to tacking onto the paint when you seal it. So yeah, it's just good to prepare. So that's why in the previous videos I've mentioned that I clay bar the whole car. I make sure everything is clean with alcohol before I even wrap it. So let's get started. Probably not gonna see me too much face wise, but we're gonna go ahead and get started on the car. So the first thing I want to do is make sure everything is aligned. Okay. See where the fender is, make sure there's enough space. There's enough space up here, as well as on the door and the bottom. Once that's good, you can go ahead and start rolling the film back. Okay, so I'm going to pull my magnet up. Roll it about halfway, and then we're going to tack it down. Alright, I'm going to put a magnet there to make sure everything is good. Alright, here, making sure the vinyl doesn't fall up and down. I'm going to slowly pull the backing out. Before I pull the rest, I want to make sure that crinkle right there is fixed. Okay. I'm going to slowly pull it back, making sure there's full coverage in every corner. And back here you can see the vinyl crinkled up. I'm going to fix this right now by repositioning. Making sure I touch only 1/4 inch to 1 inch outside the vinyl. I'm just going to tack it down on the door. So before I start, I want to make sure I got glass. Glass pretty much means when the vinyl is rid of all of these, excess vinyl lines. So I'm going to start glassing this piece first because it's the easiest to do. So before I do that, I'm going to put a magnet here and a magnet there to make sure nothing pulls back. Okay, so you want to pull on the opposite ends of the corners, and that's going to cause it to glass. You see that vinyl? Completely smooth. You're going to pull with some good effort and tension and just bring it down. So once you lay it, you're going to get glass. I would just seal down the doors right here and the bottom of the fender just to make sure it's good. Still going to leave this here because we're going to go and glass, let's see, I'm going to glass the front now. So to be extra safe, you can also leave it there. Okay, I'm going to hold it just to make sure everything's good. I'm going to fix this crease right there. Once you get right there, you want to make sure you pull it so there's glass. Just like that. So my left hand and my right hand are pulling away from the center of the vinyl and towards myself. Now we're going to slowly glass it. So that's glass. I'm going to just seal it right here on the fender. But right here we have some problems too. We have stress lines going across. So what you need to do, get your fingers and hands underneath the vinyl where it's not going to touch the fender and just pop it out. Okay. Once you get it there, use the palm on your thumb area and just also glass it down. Okay. And that's it. So there are some air bubbles here, but we're going to work that out later. But so far, I haven't put any heat, I haven't squeegeed, and it looks amazing. I'm going to fix this little corner up here in the front. Again, pull on the opposite directions to get the vinyl to glass. Right here is the trickiest part underneath the hood because the fender goes into it. So you're just going to have to work on it. So in this case, since the body line is right here, I'm pretty confident it'll be okay, but reassurance, I'm going to slowly put that magnet there. Magnet's still here, but I'm going to move it up. So that body line is where I want to pull the vinyl out, and then I'm going to lay it back down. So okay, that was nice. All I did was just pull up, and it worked. So now I'm going to use my thumb to push this in, almost like curling it, because it's hard to kind of like do this with the hood in the way without tucking in, which can cause more problems. But keeping your thumb like that will actually give it tension still. Okay? Give it a little bit of tension. And that should be okay. We can work this out later, but the main part right now is working on the bottom. So I can get rid of these magnets since we're done glassing. So I got my squeegee, using a 3M squeegee because it has a little bit of flexibility in it, as well as a monkey strip. This is pretty good when I was doing chrome because it didn't scratch it, so it's a little worn, but it should be fine on this gloss. You could use soapy solution, but I don't want to use that. I think this will be okay. So we're going to go ahead and start squeegeeing out the air. So I'm going to start at the body line and just work my way through. Okay, so already there's bubbles, air bubbles that are trapped, but if they're small enough, I can actually get them out with just pressing on it. It does have air release in this film. Usually a bubble that big, what I could do, I'm not sure if you can see it on camera, there's a bubble here, but all I'm simply going to do is lift it up and squeegee the rest down. So right there I glassed that area just to make it safe on my part. Super easy, super clean. Again, it does have air release technology, so you can just press those bubbles out. Just going to go over the area again, make sure everything is sealed. Alright, so that's done on this half. Okay, we're going to go and work down the middle back this way. It's really hard to see with the white. I know when I was doing the rose gold, you can see everything, so it was a lot easier to work with. This one I have to actually double check myself. So right here, I got an air bubble. I'm going to try to glass it back out. Holding the vinyl, I'm going to work it down. Sometimes glass can't do it all. So you just gotta do old methods like this. But also holding the vinyl like this while you wrap reduces the tension and stretch on the vinyl completely, because you're really just working it in while it's relaxed. Super easy on this car. Okay, so around this arch here, it's already sealed off on the top. So what you need to do is get those air behind the vinyl out. So what I could do is just stick my hand underneath this excess vinyl and just pop it back, and then just work out the air. So right here I got a big crease right here, not crease, more of like a trapped air. So I'm just gonna use both my fingers and hands and try to pop that out. And now that my fingers are underneath here, I can hold it, give it some tension, and slowly work that out. I'm gonna seal it off with my thumb so you can see where that sits. That looks fantastic so far. The vinyl I'm using is APA. This is called Gloss Super Candy White, and it looks kind of creamish right now, but it's really sparkly. So now I'm going to work out this top area here and just squeegee all the air out. Not going to work on the front too much right now, because honestly the main goal is the big panel. This I'm going to have to work on the corner after I'm done. So just squeeze that out. What I'm going to do here is pull the vinyl back and work it up. So holding it with tension, we're going to just work that into the panel, just like that. So right here I have some tension. Before I do anything, I'm going to relieve some of that tension. Right where that corner panel is, I'm just going to cut it straight up, and that's going to relieve some of the tension. And it'll lay perfectly flat. And look at that. Done. So for this front panel here, what you want to do is at that corner, you don't want to just lay it like that. You want to pull it back about 1.5 inches to 2 inches, and you want to just slightly pull it with cold stretch and bring it right around that corner. Okay, so that when you heat it up, it's gonna hug itself back into its shape, and it'll have this corner looking perfect every single time. Again, I learned everything from CK Wraps. You can watch his video. I'm gonna link him down below. I watch every single video to learn how to wrap from him. Some people might not agree with him, but I think he's amazing. His techniques are easy to learn, and look at where I am now, wrapping my 4th car. All right. Now it looks amazing. Alright, so I was stupid and didn't charge my camera prior to starting that video, or this video rather, so my battery died. It took too long to charge, so I just finished up the fender, but I want to let you guys know how it looks like. Looks phenomenal. So I'm going to go ahead and bring you guys in and show you guys exactly how it looks. up close and personal in the corners and stuff like that, and see how well my actual skill for vinyl wrapping has improved since my last car. So let's go check it out. Alright guys, so here's the fender. As you can see, looks like paint. And that's the whole concept of vinyl wrapping, to make it look somewhat like paint, especially if you're using a gloss finish like this. Let's see if I can get some of the sparkle in the camera, but not really picking up really nice. I know if you take it outside during the daytime, it's amazing, but that's not what we're here for. We're here to look at the quality of work. Here is my fender. Looks really nice. Zooming in, you can see it looks kind of nudgy right here. That's actually part of the metal. So I try my best to flatten it out, but can't do anything about it when it's actually metal. Under here looks really good. Right here looks also pretty good, as well as down here. Of course, you can see here a bunching up right here, but the headlight will cover that, so it should be fine. I could use like a clear bra, yeah, like a clear bra to like seal out the edges and stuff, but there's no point. It should hold pretty fine, pretty well actually. Underneath looks really good. Even right here, you can see tucked behind the fender liner. Going up. Opened the door and actually tucked more into the fender to make it look as close as paint as can be. I mean, it looks pretty good, right? Only thing I had to say, when I was post heating, I wasn't really paying attention and I burnt that corner a little bit. I'm hoping when the mirror's on it and when I finish wrapping the rest of the car, you won't notice it too much, but that was my fault. The heat was way too high. But overall, it looks really good. It looks like paint. If I were just to show you like this, you would think the car is white and not wrap white. So, not bad. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's pretty easy to wrap a car. You just gotta take your time with it. Don't rush it. Definitely don't burn the vinyl like I did. I'm hoping to do better for the rest of the car. I'm probably gonna do this door next, and then that one right after, just to try to get more done by the end of the day. So we shall see how this goes. I'm probably gonna record it, probably do a time-lapse video or something of the process, and probably do that in another video. You guys have, I'll get more in depth into wrapping a door. You've already seen it on one of my previous videos when I did my car rose gold, but this one's pretty straightforward. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started wrapping this car, and yeah, see you guys in the next video. So stay tuned.